slightly hungover, slightly hungover you. Slightly hungover, slightly hungover you. I'd be lying, baby, if I said it wasn't true. Slightly hungover, maybe
live in
slightly
about
blue.
5 minutes for FOMC data dump.
Slightly hungover, maybe slightly blue. I never had the blues, baby, before I met you. Slightly hungover, slightly hungover you. Slightly hungover, slightly hungover you. You shouldn't lie, baby, no, no, to someone who loves you, and I do. Morning after you. Morning after you. Morning won't last forever, and I'll be over you. And I'll be over you. And I'll be over you.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to today's FOMC interest rate decision. How's everybody?
Some crypto news now as lending firms, both Celsius
Right,
Network
can
and
everybody hear
Gemini,
me?
face SEC scrutiny.
Hi, Hamza Kinabo. Why are you nervous? Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, please type yes on the chat. I think you can. Hi, Samuel. How are you, Chetan? How are you? All right, so we are 50 minutes away from the FOMC interest rate decision. Going well, thank you. I am fine. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Sadikur, Samuel, and Rolio. Thanks tons. Well, let's have a look at this. This is again the CME group interest rate tool. The futures market, the probability of a hike in interest rate. And as you can see, the probability of a hike today is very low, with a 94.4% probability of the Federal Reserve maintaining current rates, right? Today, let's have a look. Today we had the Canada interest rate decision again, and the Bank of Canada decided to maintain the interest rates at 0.25 as expected. So that doesn't mean that the Federal Reserve is going to follow on that. And actually, it doesn't mean anything on what we are looking for or what we are expecting. Looking forward to trade gold. Wow. Well, mate, let's have a look at what I have going on. I have this trade going on platinum. Um, this was a VIP trade that I sent yesterday on platinum that hit TP1 already for 340 pips, and I decided to move my stops to break even uh, before the circus starts, right? So basically, hello Tanya, how are you? Basically, what I'm looking at is this. Of course, I'm looking at the US dollar, on the lower time frames, right? Let's have a look at the 12-hour chart very quickly. We are 30 minutes away, so we do have time, mates. We do have time. Let me get rid of this box. And let's just look at levels.
ECB piece that says it warns. Oh, sorry, FT
All
piece
right,
that
I'm
warns
going
ECB
to
warns
mute
European lenders of
my
Russian
terminal
sanctions risk.
until 5 minutes before the release so everybody can hear um, the decision live to the second. So before we go any further, guys, if you want to be part of the VIP team and just trade with me and with the team and have this winning trades, you can actually subscribe with the link below this video. And not only that, but I'm giving you guys a 15% discount if you use the code Jan Special, which is our code for January. I'm sending you everything here on the chat. Right, and not only that, but it's a pretty cool thing that we have going on, right? This is the VIP group. I mean, you get all of our trades. You get to the second news, right from my news terminal. You get all of the analysis of our trades, right? You get financial data, important financial data, and you get VIP only. Um, Live sessions where you can ask anything about what we do and our trading overall, right? So, what am I looking for? Now, it all depends on the actual. Let's have a look at the numbers, right? On the actual FOMC statement, right? Um, the overall forecast is that the Federal Reserve is going to maintain financial interest rates at current levels, right? Um, of course, that yeah, the highest probability is that they're going to maintain interest rates at current levels. But you don't know, we don't know, no one knows if they're going to surprise the markets with a rate hike. I don't know, no one knows. That's why you never front run these events. But what's important, guys, is because the interest rate decision um, might be already priced in the market. What's important is the FOMC statement, the actual language of the statement, right? Um, we have heard more hawkish and hawkish language out of the Federal Reserve in the past weeks, right? And it all depends on the language towards future rate hikes. And if they hint a, I mean, if they clearly hint a rate hike in March meeting, we might get that rally on the USD that will eventually break with November and December's highs. That, my friends, is one of the scenarios. The other scenario is that they come out extremely dovish without actually hinting a rate hike in the next meeting and um, vis-a-vis inflation, right? Hawkish, dovish language, that would be extremely bearish for the US dollar. Also to notice is that we need to listen carefully at the squawk when the data is released because we need to hear what they say about the asset purchasing program, if they're going to maintain current levels or if they're going to continue tapering down their asset purchasing program. So it's a mix of information that we need to be on the look for in order to be able to try to take a trade on any market, right? So what I'm looking at here, I already have that long in a platinum, so I'm not looking to trade 8 minutes until the release. I'm not looking to trade metals on the release. What I was looking at possibly was US equities. Now, what I do dig about this is where the Dow is trading at the moment. If you can see here, retesting these previous lows at the tick, the weekly pivot, the previous highs. It looks very bearish. If today was an FOMC day, I would have definitely taken a short here on the Dow um, because this is a textbook break retest of a massive key level weekly pivot. We're seeing some divergence and we are in a very structured, very, very, very nice um, short setup on the Dow, but I was not going to take it front running this big data release, right? So this is my focus for the day. Equities. Let's have a look at the S&P 500. The S&P 500, not very clear. USA is in the house. The S&P 500, no, I mean, not a very clear setup, and the Nasdaq is a no-go for me during FOMC days. So focus on the Dow. Um, my platinum are at my platinum longs are at break even. So basically, I'm just going to let that ride. If the US dollar really rallies, I will probably get stopped out of break even on the rest of my position. But I already made 340 pips on that position, so I'm completely fine with it. Now, if we have a very dovish FOMC statement, right, the USD will dip, and my platinum longs are going to rally, right? Hopefully, I don't get stopped out of break even on high volatility at the announcement. So, now talking about equities, um, The UK is in the house. Talking about equities, guys. If we don't get a rate hike and the FOMC report comes out a little bit dovish in the sense that we don't get extremely um, consensus views on future rate hikes, equities are going to rally. Remember that liquidity injection is very, very, very bullish for equities. So on the one side, if we get the surprise of a rate hike, shorts on equities are going to be in play. And my only trade idea is short equities on a very hawkish um, FOMC statement. Now let's move on to the squawk. We are 4 minutes away from the release, and I have my MT4 here ready for the release. This is going to go very quick. During the release, I'm going to be listening to the squawk, and if I decide to take a trade after the release, I will say it out loud um, through the mic, right? Hello, Bean, how are you? And again, if you want to be part of the VIP team, and you should consider it with that 15% discount that I am giving you. The link is in the chat.
So we're 3 minutes away now from the top of the hour. We won't get the release bang on the top of the hour. Normally it doesn't. There's a small delay before we do see the release, but 3 minutes to the top of the hour. Just one last piece here. This is from TD Securities. In terms of what they think, they say a likely hike in the funds rate in March has been well communicated, so prepare for a lift-off signal should not be market moving. More important will be any guidance on the likely pace of tightening via QT, as well as the funds rate in the years over years ahead. We do not expect definitive signals, unfortunately, and the result could be mixed messages.
All right, did you hear what the squawk just said? We are expecting mixed signals and nothing definitive on future rate hikes, which is, you know, quite sad in the sense that we might not get clean moves in the market if we get definitely mixed language out of the FOMC statement. I will stay flat throughout the release. So heads up to that, and be careful. Hello, Kumar, how are you? Be careful with trading through the release. We are 2 minutes away from the circus opening. South Africa in the house. South Africa, yeah. So to recap, I'm leaving my platinum longs at break even. Not even looking at that market. I'm just going to be looking at this, the Dow. And let's go to the 5 minute chart no, that's too low. 50-minute chart should do it. Just to watch actual volume when the release hits.
Minute to the hour.
1 minute, guys. Heads up. I have my MT4 on my other screen, ready to rumble. All right, should I take a short position here on the release? My stop losses would be above the weekly pivot and around the 35,000 level. But this is not financial advice, and I'm not saying that I'm going to do it. We are 20 seconds over, 15 seconds away from the release. Heads up, I'm not gonna talk.
10 seconds.
Just hear the squawk.
FOMC says asset purchases to conclude in early March. It will soon be appropriate to raise funds rate. Balance sheet shrinking to start after rate cuts commence. So it's Fed says asset purchases to conclude in early March. Prepared to adjust any details on reducing balance sheets in light of economic and financial developments.
Unchanged.
Leaves obviously its key rates unchanged, but it says it will soon be appropriate to raise the target range. Expects to reduce holdings over time in a predictable manner, primarily by adjusting amounts of reinvested principal.
Unchanged.
Easing supply constraints to support a reduction in inflation. Supply-demand imbalance contributing to elevated inflation. It says unemployment has declined substantially. Economy and employment strengthened. Job gains are solid. Risks to outlook remain, including from new COVID variants.
US dollar crashing. USD crashing. Platinum.
Fed vote in favor of policy was unanimous.
Oh, really mixed. Really mixed. Nothing too much to do here, but just wait a second. Yeah, US dollar dipping on this decision. That's obvious. That's really obvious. In the sense that we didn't get a definitive.
So it does give the caveat it's prepared to adjust the stance of monetary policy as appropriate if risks emerge that impede its goal. In assessing monetary policy, we'll continue to monitor incoming information for economic outlook. Supply and demand imbalances related to pandemic and reopening of the economy have continued to contribute to elevated levels of inflation. Fed to increase treasuries by $20 billion, MBS by $10 billion starting in February.
Wow. Right. So my shorts on the Dow are invalidated by what.
And it also reaffirms an identical statement that longer run goals and monetary policy strategy adopted in August 2020. Again, expects that reducing balance sheet size will commence after the process of increasing target range for the federal funds rate has begun.
Boom, platinum rising. That's awesome. I look at gold. Gold unchanged. Silver unchanged. Copper unchanged. Platinum catching a massive bid. Come on, platinum catching a massive bid. Equities catching a bid. US 30 really struggling, really struggling with that key level, the 34,800 level, 34,800 to 34,850 level, really struggling with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place a sell stop on the Dow right here below the previous lows. This is possibly a short on the Dow below the previous lows with stop losses at the 34,900 level and target at 33,500 level for a 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. I will do that just now. Boom, trading sell stop. Boom. So I'm gonna send that to my VIPs. So if you hold on, sheet. Bam. Boom, down. Right. So, of course, this is a little bit speculative in the sense that we got mixed signals out of the FOMC release. But what I'm looking at is massive sellers at the top of the move. So, sell stop. I'm going to share the screen with you so you can see what I actually do with my VIPs. Sell stop here at, hold on. Let's have a look. 34, 349. Control copy. These are not the actual numbers. Just have just wait a second until I 38, yeah, 38,900. And my TP is right here at 33,360. 30, let's have a look. 33, 360 for a 1 to 4 are on the trade. Hold on, let's put on the trade on my MT4. 38,900. 38,900 and 33,360. All right, modify. Boom, 1 hour. No, shit. My stop loss is 34, 34,950. Right, so it is a
Fed Fund future still looking at 4 rate hikes for this year.
right. That's what I want to see. 34,900. 34,950 actually. 950. So this is my sell stop. Very possibly will be deleting this one, but should equities reverse throughout the trading session, I want to be in. 33,360. Boom. This is a new VIP trade. You can get all of my trades if you subscribe to that. Right. So let's have a look at the USD. Hmm. Very, very boomerang reaction on the US dollar with the current comments for the bond buying program. Right. So here's what they are saying about.
Some people just drawing attention to the communication relating to policy normalization and principles for reducing size of the Fed Reserve's balance sheet. So they've laid out the principles for reducing that. That was part of the statement.
I'm going to mute this just a second, right? All right, so prepare to adjust stance of monetary policy as appropriate if risks emerge, blah, blah, to increase treasuries by 20 billion, MBS by 10 billion in February. So they are actually stopping the tapering down of their asset purchasing program, reducing balance sheet size expected to commence after process of increasing target range for federal funds rate has begun. I mean, this is quite the surprise in the sense that they already had started tapering down their asset purchasing programs in January, right? So that's a surprise in the sense that they are going to increase their treasury buys by 20 billions and starting February, and they're going to commence the tapering of the said asset purchasing program once they hike interest rates. Right. Let's have a look. I don't want to watch the actual press conference, but let's have a look at what's going on with metals, right? The DXY pretty much unchanged, very boomerang, like I told you, reaction on this market. And let's have a look at gold. Gold, oof, massive, massive stop hunt in gold below the lows. This is beautiful. Um, I mean, I'm sorry if you were long gold with tight stops before the release, but I mean, you got stopped out on a loss. Platinum catching a bid. Lovely, lovely market here, platinum. With the VIPs, we are pretty much at a profit here in this trade. Moving stops to break even was the right decision to make, and it's looking just very bullish in this market. US 30 or the Dow having a ton of trouble, breaking through this level, right? So should buyers are unable to swipe all the sell orders that are placed here, we might get a red day in the Dow or just equities overall. And that would be good because what I'm looking at is just a short term, I mean, just a day trade to capitalize on that possible break of the immediate bullish structure we are seeing technically, right? Uh, quite uh, the bearish divergence here, and this is the structure that I am looking at, right? Very possibly a break of this structure. Hold on. The overall short-term structure is this one, right? So basically, this is what I'm looking at. But I do want to get in on a possible short at the break of the immediate lows, right? Any questions, guys? Remember that this is what we do on the VIP side. If you want to get in on that, um, if you want to get in on that, the link is in the chat or below this video. And if you use the code January special, you get a 15% discount, and you should. I mean, that's just what I would do if I were you. Any questions? Wow, here we go. Here we go. Let's have a look at the higher time frames. On the 4-hour chart, this looks just so bearish, right? Now, let me just delete this. And this is what I was looking at. Hold on, let me just put my squawk on back. This is what I was looking at. This is a clear technical break and retest of the previous lows. This is a very bearish structure, right? And the reason that I have my sell stops below these lows is because I don't know, and no one knows, if sellers are going to take control of the market at this level. More so because this is FOMC day, so we do not, or I do not, front run any high impact events or high impact news. But technically speaking, right? Let's just forget about what we heard on the monetary policy side of the Federal Reserve. Just by looking at technicals, this structure, this midterm structure, looks extremely bearish, right? So the highest probability trade, technically speaking, is to the downside. To the downside. Having said that, uh, going short, going short in the middle of this range is not optimal because that trade doesn't have an edge and it's basically just a gamble leaning. I mean, we need to have patience. Patience is needed here. Yeah. I mean, if I get trigger short, that's a great thing, right? And I will manage that trade a little more aggressively than usual. But if buyers come in strong in the next, couple of candles, half an hour or so, I'm gonna give this trade until the top of the hour. And if I don't see any real momentum to the downside, I'm gonna just delete that order. But if buyers jump in very strong and they break with the weekly pivot, these previous highs, and the overall structure, right? That's completely fine, and I will just delete that pending order. Heads up to this. Have a look at the USD. USD. Just have a look at the 3-minute chart, just to have a look what's going on here. I mean, just have a look at how crazy it is to trade and market during these releases, and more so when the data is mixed, right? These moves are just a good way to get, uh, to get trapped in absolutely horrible trades and just get stopped out. to the upside or downside, right? Let's just have a little bit of patience and let's monitor this um, this market. Let's have a look at other U.S. equities. The S&P 500, right? The S&P 500, real nice. Hold on, real nice rejection to this level. Real nice rejection. I mean, setting up for what could be the same setup that I'm looking at on the Dow. I know this is the Nasdaq. I'm sorry, the S&P 500. Again, the S&P 500 finding ton of sellers at the previous lows. Let's have a look at the risk reward ratio on this possible short. I reckon it's the same, right? Actually, it's a little worse than what we're looking at on the Dow. But if you look at this, right? If you look, I'm going to show you the 3-minute chart on the S&P 500 because this is quite interesting. And if you look at this, I mean, this is a clear stop hunt, right? Weak shorts, weak shorts, and yeah, weak shorts are just got stopped out on their shorts. And what I'm seeing here is just a big volume jumping in at those stop loss levels. You know, getting in on a very good level for a possible red day. So um, that's why you know I never use the previous. I mean, in this case, right? Never use the previous lows as my stop loss level, just because this level is not confirmed, right? The actual level that should be um, the stop loss level for possible shorts on the S&P 500 is this or this lows. Why? Because one, you don't want to get hurt by a stop hunt like this one, and second, um, price could definitely just move here to these previous lows and get big sellers into this market. Basically, this highs is what would invalidate um, the short side or the short idea in this market. Let's have a look at U.S. equities at the Dow. I'm sorry. Yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Mm-mm. Right. Let's have a look at gold. Yeah, super crazy stop hunt here in gold. Just have a look at this, mates. This is insane. Just delete this one. Right? Again, very weak longs just got stopped out of their positions. Now, this is the other thing, right? This is the other reason why, to me, possible longs in gold were not optimal, right? And the main reason is because of where would I put my stop losses, right, on a possible long in gold. Um, like I told you, right, the immediate lows are not a level where are not a level where I feel comfortable, you know, putting my stop losses on because we could in fact get a retest of these previous lows, and by looking at the market as like this, like I'm telling you, I do not have a clear stop loss level. Silver, yeah, silver, let's just forget about silver. Copper is basically trapped inside of this range. This looks very flaggy, of course, um, but um, but yesterday, when I decided possible longs in metals. The best setup that I had was this long in platinum. So let me show you. After this candle, after this candle is where I decided for possible longs in platinum, and my entry was here at the break of the immediate structure with my stop losses just below this low. And that, my friends, was a great um, stop loss placement, right? Because a break of that low would invalidate my flag idea. Any questions? Any questions? Let's have a look. Godspeed Freeman. Silver looks like it may be on a comeback with a new higher lows. Let's see. Uh, all right. Let's go to the hourly. So I had a long in silver. I got stopped out of break even on my silver longs. And yeah, I mean, silver has a big, massive level that is capping the downside. And it's the 2360 to 23 40, right? This level right here. This is the level that is capping silver to the downside. Now, structure-wise, this is the 1 hour chart, so we're looking at the immediate structure. Structure-wise, we are still inside of a very bullish structure. Now, right now we are capped, or silver is, well, trapped, not capped, trapped in this range, which by definition is my no trade zone. Possible longs in silver for me would be at the break of the highs, right here, the break of a real break of the 24 level, because 24 level is the one that's capping the upside. You study mi play, vamos a ver. Basically, let's just wait. Yeah, so I was saying the 24 level is the level that is really capping the upside in silver, right? Um, in this case, right, in this case, if I were to take a long silver, my stop losses would be below these lows, right? Making this entire red zone my.
Okay, just a quick reminder, we've got about 8 minutes away now from the press conference.
Yeah, I don't care about the press conference. Well, I mean, the press conference is important because we are going to really hear if they come out with a hawkish language for future rate hikes. But hold on, let me talk about silver very quickly. So my stop loss level is this entire red zone, right? Because my validation level would be above the around 2406 level or so, right? And if silver comes back and I mean breaks with this low, to me that is not an invalidation of the possible long idea, but a break of this zone right here would mean an invalidation of this idea. So basically, first targets, of course, always at the top of the structure, and that gives me a less than a 1 to 1 risk to reward ratio. That's why, I mean, I'm not a fan of this possible setup in silver, more so because I'm already long platinum, right? Back to the 15-minute chart. Okay, US 30. Yeah, double top there. Pretty nice. Let's just wait and see. GBP USD, someone asked me about it. Yeah, I mean, remember, if we look at the GBP USD, the Euro USD, the Aussie USD, etc., those are US dollar driven trades today and more so right now. And the USD is just, trading or chopping inside of this range. So there's no US dollar play at the moment, right? The let's put on the squawk again because the press conference will start in a few minutes. Actually, in 6 minutes, but I don't think that we're going to stay here and watch it. I will, of course, be updating my VIPs, all the VIP group on everything that I see on my news terminal. And Yeah, I mean, if you want to get in on that, just click on the link below this video or on the chat, and if you use the code Jam Special, you get a 15% discount. And that's a great way to test us out and be part of it. There's a ton of things that I mean, it's there's a ton of things that go on in the VIP group. You get access to, to all of our trades again. Um, to the second news, you can see U.S. new home sales, etc. Um, VIP only, VIP only technical analysis. All of our trades come with our trade rationale or analysis. You get financial data. This is important because it gives you a gauge on we're trading currencies here mostly, and by getting financial data, it gives you a gauge on future moves on the currency that you are trying to trade. And of course, you get only VIP only live sessions, which are more educational than technical, right? Of course, we can look at markets, but the main goal of the VIP only sessions is for you guys, for the VIPs, to get an intimate access to all of us, right? And to ask anything you want about your trading, our trading, trading psychology, whatever you want. On the last session, we did a very nice fundamental analysis on the USD. And yeah, I mean, that's what we do. It's only 35 pounds a month. My US dollar South African rand longs got stopped out at a loss. I lost 1 hour here, which is fine, right? Which is completely fine. Uh, and These were my US dollars South African rand loans. I got stopped at a loss on a possible break of the overall structure. And the reason this is completely fine because I was targeting at least 4 R on this trade. And I am still looking for longs in this market, right? So if I lose 1 R here, right? On my next long on the USD South African rand, I might make 4.5 R, which means that overall on my South African rand shorts, which are US dollar South African rand longs, I'm going to make 3.5 R. Now, that's the way you have to see trading. So don't be results oriented or focusing the results of one single trade. Longs are still very much in play unless we break with these lows with a 15,
2
10.
minutes now before we get the presser, the start of the Fed Chair Powell's presser.
All right, why don't we stay live throughout that press conference? That would be fun, right?
Ian Lincoln then of BMO Capital Markets says the FOMC statement has offered little in terms of off-message insights on the upcoming lift-off hike. By introducing the language, the committee expects it will soon be appropriate to raise the target range. They have all but committed to a March hike. Moreover, in acknowledging inflation is well above 2%, the Fed is confirming a series of forward hikes, very much in line with expectations. The committee decided to follow through with the final QE schedule, not opting to end bond buying early. As for the balance sheet, the press release notes the committee intends to reduce the Fed Reserve's securities holdings over time in a predictable manner, primarily by adjusting the amounts reinvested of principal payments received from securities held in the system open market account or SOMA. This doesn't sound like selling outright from SOMA is on the table at this point. Overall, the Treasury market is taking it in its stride and stocks continue to climb higher.
All right, so why don't we stay live for the presser? Let's stay live for the presser, the FOMC. Um, I'm sorry about that. That was a call. Huh. Um, yeah. So the FOMC press conference will start in less than a minute. We're not going to watch it, but I'm going to leave my swag on so we get to the second news, to the second comments, right? right? So right now I have a decision to make. Should I keep my sell stops on the Dow active throughout the press conference or not? Um,
So press conference now begins.
I think I will. No, yeah, I think I will for a few minutes, just depending on the first comments from Chairman Powell. So heads up to that. All right. So before we get those comments from Chairman Powell, any questions, guys? Um, how about new VIPs? Do we get new VIPs today? If so, welcome to the team. Welcome, welcome to the team.
Policy has been adapting to evolving environment. Omicron will surely weigh on economic growth this quarter. Says activity more broadly may also prevent workers reporting to jobs.
Okay, that's good. For for the possible Dow shorts, right? Boom. I'm possibly getting stopped out of break even on my. I mean, gold should be just right deep in platinum. Uh, I mean, if we get a very very strong move to the upside,
If wave passes quickly, economic effects should dissipate quickly too.
if we get a very very strong move on the US dollar to the upside, it should be a very strong move to me getting stopped out of break even on my platinum longs. But gold really should uh, be crashing down on this move to the upside. So how much VIP made today? Listen, and here, none of the traders really sent a VIP trade today because it was FOMC day, and it's just ill-advised
Labour market is by many measures very strong, says Powell.
to trade through, to place a trade on such a high impact event day, right? More so because we are midterm traders and front running these kind of events. I mean, it's just sort
Wages
of
are
an
rising at fastest pace in many years.
Caesar, welcome, welcome, Caesar. But my platinum long from yesterday hit TP1 for 340 pips. If that's what you want to know, here's the trade. It really hit TP1 on the top of the move. Right now I'm at break even. Uh-huh. Right, very possibly getting.
Inflation remains well above our long run goal.
All right, so I've been live for about an hour. I'm not gonna say live throughout the press conference. And I'm going to update my VIPs only on this um, sales stop that I have on the down. If you want the updates on my trade, you have to subscribe to the VIP group. Yeah, I know Godspeed Freeman. I know. Welcome. So, I mean, if you want my updates on this possible Dow short, right? If I'm going to keep on or
High inflation now spread more broadly.
sticking with it, just subscribe to the VIP group and and here, welcome. You should, use the promo code to get that 50% discount. And thank you for joining me. I mean, this was a very mixed FOMC day, but possibilities for a good high probability trade were still in place. Um, example on this possible short on the Dow. The DXY should be rallying at the moment, pretty possibly going to break with those highs. And metals should be just crashing at the moment. Uh, um, it it's very unlikely that I'm going to get stopped out of break even on this platinum longs, if only if the DXY really rallies, right? Heads up to that possible Dow shorts. Again, only will update my VIPs. You should subscribe using that 50% discount that I'm giving you guys. And if you're subscribing today, welcome to the team. And tomorrow I'm hosting a VIP only session. So if you're new to the VIP team, this will be your first one, and you're more than welcome to ask anything you want on that VIP session. Training wise. I mean, if you those sessions are in place for you to improve as a trader, and they're very different from the public sessions where we just or where I just go through the markets and talk about my levels and my possible trade ideas. So thank you for joining me, guys. Again, this was a great session. Very mixed day, data wise. Quite, I would say quite dovish in the sense that the FOMC came out not very hawkish, which it's something that's a little bit weird. But we trade what we see and what we get, right? So again, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to the VIP group with that 15% discount using Jan's special code at the checkout. Cheers.